Welcome back, everyone, to the Odyssey podcast. Of course, with your girl Word. Yes, we're back in the building, and this is my segment, Word on the Street. I hope you guys pull up and do voice your opinions and your views on what's taking place that's surrounding our children. A lot of demonic energy, them not being able to have a place to put their energy into. So, with that being said, we're going to jump right into it. I know y'all see the title. First Lady, thank you for pulling up in the building. It is always a pleasure. Please look out for the First Lady Presenting Auntie's House coming to YouTube soon. But if you're not gonna listen, if you're not interested in Bigo, I promise you, if you just download it just to go see her, Esoteric Empress, I promise you, you won't regret it. She definitely does a lot of knowledge and ladies' night. She has a variety and all together is a group that's over there that any person they could definitely adopt to. So thank you for pulling up on me. I do have another two guests in the building, and I'm so happy to just be in their presence at this very moment. So we got Puerto Rican 360 in the building. Thank you for allowing me to pull up for us to actually discuss this segment alongside Kane Tube TV. Yes, we are all in the building, and it's always a vibe because it's always knowledge that's being spread for those who are willing to give it a chance to allow their ears to hear something new and different. Alrighty, guys, so let's jump into it. Y'all see my title, and I want to definitely discuss it just because Remy Ma is what we consider to be a celebrity. You know what I mean? And with her now having to deal with her son facing a charge that damn sure could either make or break the rest of his life, um, is definitely something that a lot of mothers right now in this timing are going through. And when I say that, I mean that coming from a personal place, having sons, you know what I mean? And so when I heard about Remy Ma's son, for those of you who are not familiar, Remy Ma is a known rapper. Um, I will go into her history a little bit later on, but she's a known rapper. And if you know about Remy, you know about Papoose. You know what I mean? And they have children together um, as of right now, but Remy Ma always had a son from a prior relationship, and Papoose always had a daughter from a prior relationship. Now her son is being charged with this crime that can damn sure cost him his life. And she's coming from her story of doing something traumatic that landed her in prison for 6 years or whatnot, and then coming back out and trying to just, change her life. So, um, for me personally, this story definitely hit something personal and a close place to home because I feel like as moms and dads, when you love your children so much, you don't want them to follow in your footsteps. You obviously you know you can't stop them from making mistakes, but you know that you want them to understand the mistakes they make should not have to cost them their lives. So, with that being said, Puerto Rican 360 and Cane Tube TV and the First Lady in the building, whenever you guys feel free, just jump right in and, put your thoughts in how you feel about this whole situation when it comes down to her son now being charged and just overall, what's just been happening overall that you've been seeing.
Man, overall, we have to wait and see all the facts play out. That'll probably be the best thing. Because we might be quick to jump the gun and not know the whole situation. So the best thing to do is it's like a wait and see approach. But now, if we want to play along with the narrative, it's some unfortunate situation. And let's go back 20 years ago almost to when his mom's or when Remy Ma had went through her ordeal situation when she shot her friend in the car over some money. And it was bad then. It seemed like lightning striking the same place twice again for that family, but this time for her child.
Yeah, and I think that's where I think for me, that's something that's devastating. And like you said, you definitely have to wait to see for more information to come out. But now automatically he has this staple on him. You know what I mean? Nobody knows the in-depth details of what took place, or maybe this young man was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and because somebody else did something and he was there, he's automatically collateral damage. And because he's a known name, guess what, your mom is known, so guess what, we gonna put this on you, right? Now, we have a lot of mothers out here that know they may not be known in the public eye, you know what I mean, but their kids are in the same situations because guess what? They may have been in the wrong place at the wrong time, or just following friends, or just making a bad decision altogether. You know what I mean? And as a parent, for yourself, you know you're doing the best that you know that you could do with what you have. You know what I mean? And sacrificing. But they
Right.
automatically put a label on your children before actually going through the process and figuring out what may be the circumstances. I told my son this before. I said, guess what? You could say all day you're not a gangbanger, right? But if I show you who your friends are and that's all I see you with, what will my assumption be? When anything happens now, what do you think their assumption is?
Right.
Oh, he's a gangbanger. They don't know that you come from a home where you sit at a table and you got to eat food and your parents do talk to you. You have grandmother, mother, aunts, uncles, all, you understand, you have
Mm-hmm.
a village that's dealing and talking to you, and you have somebody to come back into and talk. But now the energies that be, y'all, I
Well, you know
feel is
what?
so strong.
My grandmother used to say a saying in Spanish, and I will translate in English. She used to say, "Dime con quién anda y dime con quién eres." So pretty much that means, tell me who you walk with and tell me who you are,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, and that's
So,
what it is though. And
okay,
it wouldn't even be
apparently
assumption of anything else.
this young man here, Remy Ma's child, uh, was already being sought out for another murder besides this individual here. He had DNA was found on the scene.
Hmm.
And this is the thing
So
about it.
he
It's so sad.
apparently is
He's
involved in
involved.
things that his
He's
mother has no control over.
We gotta do better to raise the frequency. That's what that is.
I
We gotta
mean,
do better
and
to
when
raise
you
the
say that,
frequency.
it's
According
true.
to hold on, because I don't wanna
I mean,
say
but this
nigga
is
said
he
I
say.
said it.
But this is they say.
According to Fox News,
Yeah, that's what they say.
okay, I'm reading a Fox News
But
report.
this is the thing. This is the thing about it too. You know what I mean? Like I said, our kids are literally willing to sacrifice themselves. You know what I mean? They're willing to sacrifice themselves to prove to others what level they can go to prove how gangster they are. Like at this point, I don't even know what's the end goal, right? Because, like I'm gonna say again, it's only two options: dead or in jail. Either which way you put it, you done lost your life.
But see, when you identify, I'm gonna put this out there. When you identify yourself with a certain color, and I'm gonna be honest with you, this is for those people that's in the know. When you identify yourself with a certain color, little that you know in the Black's Law Dictionary, it represents death.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? It has no legal standing. So when our kids and when our people out here doing these things and they get caught up in the law or they meet their demise and be unalive, when you want to identify yourself with a certain color, it means death. So you have to raise the frequency. Okay, that's just being a state of mind. Color is a state of mind. You have to raise your energy frequencies. And you have to understand something. Parenting doesn't come with an instruction manual.
Yep.
Yeah, damn sure don't.
Okay,
Damn
and
sure
we
don't.
all make mistakes out here as human beings.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be a human first before you can be anything else. And part of being a human being is making mistakes and correcting error every day. Every day is a learning process. Every day is universal school, whether you a college graduate, master's, doctorate holder, or whatever. Because every day is a life lesson. And being a parent doesn't come with instructions.
It doesn't. But my biggest issue too, not for nothing, that I like when I see, as it was a saying for me, always hearing like, you got these babies, and these from the older folks, you know what I mean?
Right. See,
Oh, these babies is making babies, you know what I mean? They don't even know, because they wet behind their ear. They don't know how to take care of themselves, let alone take care of this child that they bringing forth in this world, right? And when now, being where I'm at the age that I'm at, I have a better understanding of why that was said. Because when you do look at the demographic of how these kids are actually coming up and the things that they're out here doing, these young ladies, they're willing to, when I tell you, I'm walking and these young ladies have to be no more than like 15, 16, booty cheeks hanging out. They got a bra, but then the underneath of the breast part of the bra is not even over it, it's hanging out, right? But then they turn on to these Instagram models and this, that, and the third, and that's what they see, and that's the image that they're trying to portray. And that's why I say, I'm like, damn, the energies that be with so much demonic energy, no matter what you turn around, you look at the parents are supposed to be at least trying to guide that child in the right direction, but the parents is in the club, or the parents is wearing the same thing walking down the street with the daughter,
Right.
with her booty cheeks hanging out,
Or the
with,
parents, or the parents are home doing TikTok videos with them.
or your parent is, listen,
it's not being a friend.
I'm
Learn
gonna
to be
be
a
real with
parent.
you.
A parent is nothing but a pair that rents.
Right. But even, and that's true. And I like how you said that, because I've said that on multiple occasions myself. You know what I mean? And that's what it is out here right now. It's not mommies and daddies, it's parents. They're doing the bare minimum just to make sure that you survive. And then some of them don't even give a shit, because some of these kids is out here at 14 years old,
Mm-hmm.
slinging, dealing. You 14 years old. It's 11 o'clock at night. What the hell? I'm going to work. What are you doing outside?
Right.
I'm coming from work. What are you doing outside?
They're not
Let me
being
tell you
taught
something.
nothing.
Coming from work, it's dark outside. We talking about kids
Yeah, well, they're not
outside.
being taught
Your first
nothing.
your first thought is, where is your parents, right? I'm going to tell you something for myself on a personal note. I work overnight. I expect my children to listen and abide by what I say. Now I'm at work. My son decides to jump out the fucking window. Right? Boom, he jumps out the fucking window. But I'm at work. And in the back of my mind, where they be like, it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your kids is at? That shit always replays in my mind, because it'll be like, oh yeah, I know where all my kids are. Get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Really? You do?
No.
No. I came to realize, oh shit, I'm at work. My kid jumps out the window. The whole time I'm thinking he fucking sleeping, and he's somewhere else hanging out, chilling until whatever time of the fucking morning. And
Right.
I don't know this. And the only time I will ever know some shit like that, number one, is if, guess what? I caught your fucking ass. You got caught up in some shit. The
Right.
fucking police is knocking at my door or giving me a call. That's the only way you find out shit. as a mom and a dad, but your intentions when you left your children was, I'm going out here. I don't want to, but I got to do this to make sure that I keep us going and afloat.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm not making sure I take care of us, then this shit is going to fall apart.
But what if somehow, right, this was all a system designed, set up to break the families up? So that way they can teach the children what they want them to learn. So that way they can rebel in the end. This has all been by design.
I
All
do
this is
feel like
by
it is.
design.
I do feel like just like I feel about ACS. You know what I mean? I feel
Oh,
like
them
that was
too. They the
implemented
biggest
by design.
culprits.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
those are the biggest culprits. The other
So,
ones,
and honestly, let me say this correctly too, because everything is certain shit come with like this a gift and it could be a curse at the same time. You know what I mean? But a lot of times, shit is definitely not used in preparation to especially guide this generation. This generation right here is getting themselves involved in so much shit and they are dying. They are going to jail by the fucking second. It is crazy. Okay? And I'm trying to, for myself, it bothers me. And I talk about topics like this because even though it may not hit everybody, I know it's going to hit somebody that may be going through something similar with their children. I'm going to tell y'all, I pray for my child, my oldest child, every day. I don't get it twisted. I pray for all my children, but I pray for all of them in different ways because they all need a different prayer, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But when I actually came across this and heard about this whole Remy Ma situation, it kind of made me think about my own and saying to myself, like, okay, damn, this person has more means of doing better than what I have to probably give, right? Because this person has money at their disposal. I'm going to work every day. You understand what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I got to make sure certain shit get paid and taken care of. So that's a big total fucking difference.
Right.
But still in all, you see what you have to your disposal and you still make the decision to say, you know what? Fuck it.
let's think about it though. Let's
I'm
put
going to
this.
do what I want. I got something to prove.
But usually,
Because that's my biggest issue. I keep asking, what are you generation, this one, what are they trying to prove? I'm gonna consistently ask that question. What are y'all trying to prove? To
it's
what?
going to get even worse than this because once their kids have kids, once these our kids, these kids that you're talking about now have kids, and those kids, it's going to get worse. You have to understand each
Mm-hmm.
generation, the curse gets worse
But then you also have these grown ass men
because
that just came home from being
And women.
incarcerated too, and women. Well, we know what the women is giving right now.
it says something, Jay. They dropped the ball, Justice. All of
Mm-hmm.
us dropped the ball. Every generation had a chance to do right by the last generation and the generation before us, and somehow we all dropped the ball. A lot of us was pacified. A lot of us was, you know what I'm saying, we had the veil over our eyes by some of our families' upbringing because of the programming that they got during their time. Follow this, obey by that. You know what I'm saying? Don't look him in his eye. Go beg for the job. Smile when you see him. Do all this stuff. And maybe all that stuff is the stuff that held us back. And that made some of us rebellious. You gotta think about it because we didn't want to go by that. Then we had kids, and those kids had kids, and those kids had kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it has to come from a source.
And I
I
believe
understand the
that, but
problem is out of
I
control now. It's looking bad out here. We're doing bad because it's getting to the point where the pot lid is getting ready to blow off the pot. And all the ingredients and all the shit that was in this pot that was brewing and boiling for about 6,000 years is about to come to
Yeah,
fruition
I mean,
in a way.
it's disgusting.
It's about to be a universal volcano of random acts of bullshit.
Right. It's
It's
already
already
bubbling.
brewing. You start to get little sparks and specks here. We've been getting that, but wait till it really blow.
It's disgusting. Why? Because, like you said, when you're a mom and you are a dad and you're there and you know to yourself the guidance that you put forth in your kids, and knowing that the outside world has more a hold on them than any words that you can give them at any point.
You know what, right?
I'm going to say this much though. I've learned something through just my journey that I'm going through right now as a mom. A lot of times, like, I speak and I say, like, when you say certain things, you're already manifesting negative and positive. And where I'm at a lot of times as I go through my journey, I'm not going to hold nobody up. Sometimes negative thoughts do play a part in your mind before the positive, because it's almost like you've been through so much different shit that was not good, that it gives you like that PTSD shit, and
Hmm.
it's like you're expecting it. So already your mind, and once you speak it, now you done put it into the universe and you spoke it into existence.
That's the inner
And
liar. That's what they call the inner liar.
mhm.
That's that little voice that tells you, no, you know you're not that good. You're not gonna get that job. No, yeah, you know that nigga's fucked up. That's the inner liar. That's the one that tells you all the fucked up shit, and then you start believing it, and then you start speaking it,
And I
and then
think
it happens.
that's why I've come to a point when I speak, not only on my children, but even on other people's children. I'm I want to speak positivity, of hoping and praying that this generation allows themselves to give themselves the opportunity and grant themselves the chance to change and build and just change. And what everybody consistently that you hear that they say that they're fighting for is generational wealth. I am consistently pushing and manifesting that this generation will learn and always continue to learn how to navigate in a different way. Like I said, just to allow their creativity versus what's happening now, where you got to be carrying 14-year-olds in body bags. Like, that's crazy to me. Or you got kids putting money on other kids' heads. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? And then you got kids walking around here because they scared to death, because they so deep involved that because the home they come from, they don't even want to tell their parent or their mother or their father. Let me say it better. They don't want to tell their mother or father or grandmother or whoever they reside with how deep they are involved in shit. So they walking around here fearful.
Yeah. And
No,
you know,
oh, I
you know
can't
what,
walk down here.
you
I
know what's a
can't do
big
this.
what
It's crazy.
you know what's a big thing that I noticed with them? They like to spew that word loyalty around, right? Oh, you're not loyal. You're not loyal. You're not loyal, right? And they're not loyal to themselves. Like I'm, I'm gonna be 49 soon, and I still have friends that I went to elementary school with.
Hmm.
I if I see one of my friends that I grew up with in my neighborhood and something pops off, it's the same energy. We always looked out for each other. It was never I'm gonna set this one up. They set each other up. They get each other robbed. They talk shit about each other. They smile in each other's face, and then they talk about some loyalty, and they have no clue about what loyalty is.
Not at all. I don't think.
It's
Let me tell
ridiculous.
you something. There's no way that they could begin to know what loyalty is or what that looks like unless they begin to start to be loyal to themselves. And that is my main key thing is like when you look at this generation, you see how powerful they can be. You see the potential of just greatness from great musicians to great actors to like great carpenters and electricians and lawyers and doctors. You see what this generation can literally put forth. You know what I mean? The sad part about it is they can't see it for themselves as of yet. And I truly want to manifest that part of it because I think it's so much negative and demonic sayings that are spoken over our children that it actually comes into fruition. You know what I mean? And for me, I think about it because sometimes I'll say some shit and be like, yo, you know what? Damn, maybe you should have never thought that or said that because now that shit may actually happen. Get what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Versus me saying, you know what? He's gonna be all right. He's gonna come straight home. He's gonna make sure that he do what he gotta do because he knows this all counts on him. You know what I mean? Um, Asking for just the most high, whatever, whoever, anybody may believe in. For me personally, I believe in a higher source than myself. I don't really like to put a name. I'm just a spiritual person, but I do ask for the guidance for my children's hands, feet, eyes, arms. Like you know, like I want them to have the ability to see from in the palms of their hands to their elbows to their kneecaps. You know what I mean? Because the way these babies, because they're babies and they really don't understand. They're understanding. They're not understanding something is something more that they possess that's so much more powerful that could change the whole game. And this is why, like Came to TV said, it's been designed for it to be set up this way, for it to go that the powers that be still keep their powers while ours stay locked away. And in the process of how they do it, they use us against each other.
Mm-hmm.
This shit is just like when I tell you it's definitely something to think about, but I definitely like send like my heart out to Remy Ma. I know that they have dollars that'll be able to get him the proper lawyers to be able to probably help him through the situation. But guess what? It's a mother out there that don't got that money
Mm-hmm.
to get a paid lawyer to allow her son to have a fighting chance.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Sometimes too, as a parent, right, and I'm speaking from personal experience. Sometimes your child gets so involved in things, right? We'll call it things. We know what things we're talking about. That they get so deep that you become inadvertently in danger.
Sacrifice.
And right, and part of it, and you catch yourself getting caught up in situations now because of it's trickled down now to you because now these people or things, they know you. Oh, that's so and so's mother. Oh, that's so and so's father. That's so and so's little brother or sister. So
Mm-hmm.
now other people become in danger because of the things that they're doing. And of course, you mother, you father, you're gonna go put your foot out there because that's just a normal reaction. This is what we do. We protect our young. But then sometimes parents lose in the fucking end with their life. You know what I'm saying?
Freedom.
And their freedom. And so that's a big problem.
Property.
You know, sometimes parents really need to start turning the finger that they point at their child and turn it at themselves and say, wait a minute, I didn't do nothing wrong. I did everything possible in my power right that I could do for you. Now you got me in a in a shitload of shit where I'm in danger. Now I'm suffering. Now I'm feeling sick and everything. Now it's like a
And
snowball,
yeah, and I get what you say when you make that statement.
And sometimes you got to pull back
I
if
think,
that child is not responding.
yeah,
Okay.
I think it's
First
a
time,
time.
all right. Second time, we having a problem.
So I think that I do have a slight bit of ignorance, where, and when I say that, for those of you, because I see people use that word very loosely and not in the right context. And the reason why I'm using that in reference to me is because at times I feel as though I don't have the mental capacity to know better when it comes down to my children and situations. And so, like, if my son is like, oh, mom, I moved this way because I'm trying to keep you out of harm's way, my mental thought is, you trying to keep me out of harm's way. I brought you here. You gonna have to bury me before I bury you, because you ain't bring me here. You
Right.
understand? So it's not, and mind you, that's just a automatic feeling and thought that you feel within yourself if you are a mom.
Hmm.
You know what I
But
mean?
then you got to
You know,
reverse it and
right?
say, what good am I to my children if I'm dead now? That see,
I think that is
that's
like,
that's where
it's a double-edged sword, because
that's where that goes.
is what good am I if my children lose me, but what good am I if I lose my children? And I think that a lot of moms suffer with that trauma of being imbalanced. And like I said, for myself, I do feel like it's a double-edged sword. You know what I mean? Because yeah, guess what, I have other children to live for, but even if I lose one of my children, what do I have to live
Hmm.
for? It's almost like
Right. It's interesting that we got on this on that end of it
mhm,
because me and your uncle came to. We was at the store the other day, and the sandwich man, he said to me in Spanish. He said, "Isn't it a shame when a mom and her children, they move away, far away from their mom, and the mom is home suffering over these children, right?" So I said to him, "Well, sometimes yes, and sometimes no,
mhm,
because sometimes the dynamic that a child has with their parent is not so good, and so when that child leaves the nest, now the mother or the father or parents
mhm,
are like, okay, he's in or she is in their own place, safe and sound. Now we can relax."
mhm,
And then you have the parent that's home. Oh God, I wish my kid was here. Oh God, what's
mhm.
going on? Oh God, you understand? So it's always there's always two sides.
And that's the thing about it. I feel like I totally get that that understanding of that. First Lady, if you are still in the building, feel free to jump in at any time. For those of you who are gonna later on hit this video and watch it, please just throw a thumbs up so my video starts to end up in the algorithm. And what we're talking about is our children basically endangering themselves based on the choices that they are making. And listen, for those of you, when I speak, I don't only speak from a reference. When I say my children, it doesn't necessarily have to be my child for me to consider your child my child. We all should start to have an open mental thought to now bring some forth of dialect with our young people. You know what I mean? And also, I believe Unk said it. I think to some degree we lose the fact that we're human. You know what I mean? And we literally have to become more human like to them. You know what I mean? I always use the statement, and I would tell my kids, listen, I wasn't born yesterday. Like, I wasn't born big. Like, what you seeing and what you did is just a different generation, but it's the same thing. Why? Because this is where the curse continues to continue on. If it
There's
wasn't,
nothing new under the
is
sun.
nothing new under the sun. You know what I mean? You just found a different way in doing it, right? So these are the things that, you know, me, I will tell my kids. But even when I look at them and I'm speaking to them, it's like not registering. You know what I'm saying? So for those parents out there, like I said, Remy Ma, she's high profile because she's a known rapper or whatnot. So this is why this is out there like that. But I definitely want you guys to think about, the mothers that's out there that don't have money as long
They don't.
as Remy does,
They don't have the
to
press
and
covering it.
and don't have the press covering it,
Yeah.
exactly, not having nobody willing to pull up and be like, yo, I'm gonna take this case on pro bono type shit. You know what I mean? It's a mother out here that's in court right now waiting for her son to be taken in, or her daughter to be taken in, and they're like, oh well, the bail is like $100,000, the bail is $200,000, and that parent is just like, where, I don't got that. My house, I can't even put up my house. You know what I mean? So when I tell you, the pressures that be are at a very heightened state. But I just said this yesterday when I was on Bigo on my the first ladies panel. I also said that to another young woman, like it don't matter what walks of life, what part of life, where you at in life, things can just happen and fall in your lap that's beyond you. And especially when it comes down to our children in this generation, that like we're saying, they're gonna have other children going forth that come from them. You know what I mean? And it's like, where does it stop, and what is the process to it? And a part of that is the way we talk about them and how we deal with them. I think that that definitely has to change, and definitely from the older folks. From 80 years old come back to 60. You know what I mean? And I understand the demographics of where they come from and what they're looking at it as. But guess what? These young people don't even want to get up and give their seat up for an older person, a disabled person, a baby. They'll sit there. That's the time where you come in and be like, listen, it's an older person or it's a disabled person. Give that person your chair. Oh, why is that? Because you never know if something was to happen to you or your mother and she's somewhere and she needs to sit down. You want that person to either give her a seat or give her a cup of water if she needs something because she's choking. You ain't going to just want them to sit there and watch her die or watch her fall down.
Right.
Okay? That's why. But it's not even that. The attitude comes with it, the aggression comes with it from the
Indecency.
older people, too. You know what I'm saying? But then you can't get mad too much with the older people because I think they done had enough because of what they see and it's not what they come from. So for them, what they've read in what they could, whatever Bible you're reading out of, everybody's familiar with Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what I mean? So that's where I think the older generation is coming from, but that definitely has to change. I think if the older folks will start to speak out in a way to try to be more related to these young people and just, I mean, just let's start bridging a
Yeah.
gap. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's going to work overnight, but one person at a time. So that means, you see, I'm a young person and y'all older than me. And what did y'all do? Y'all bridged the gap with me, right? Because guess what? I didn't come in here knowing everything. Oh, hold on, niece. Oh, you thought you knew so and so? Oh, let me tell you. Let me give you a little backstory on what this is so now you know. Now, I'm not saying everybody's going to be receptive because some of these kids are so far gone that it's hard to pull them back.
Let's get the ones we can get.
But we need to get the ones that we could get. And trust and believe me, the powerful ones at that. Pride, Unicorn, Rainbow Man. Yes, yes. And First Lady, where did you go? I was waiting for you to pop back in and put in what your thoughts was in regards to the whole situation. And let me make this very clear. This segment was not solely based around Remy Ma. Remy Ma, just for me, happened to fall in my lap based on her situation and things that have came about prior before. Um, Hold on 1 minute, guys. That's all right. First lady, First lady, are you
Oh
in the
dear.
building? Yes, I'm sorry. So I was just letting everybody know, that's going to come into this live. Remy Ma became the face of it because she's a known person, but this segment solely wasn't based around Remy Ma. You know what I mean? It was based around the fact of how we are losing our kids by the second. And like I said, it doesn't matter who, where, what, or when they are going. You know what I mean? So, First Lady, you can tap in anytime you're ready. I would love to hear your perspective also. Welcome to Theodicy Podcast. First Lady, I love you, but you're gonna have to load the music because they may kick me on YouTube for copyright. So let me make this very clear, guys. The music that is playing in the background, I do not own the rights to. It is a guest on the panel, First Lady. So YouTube, don't copyright me. I do not own the rights to that music. It's a guest on the panel that's playing the background music. All right, First Lady, you can go right ahead and turn yourself back on because I just made the disclaimer. So while I wait for the First Lady to tap back in, because I know she's in the building, First Lady is fine. You could keep the music going at a low pace while you talk so that you can be heard. And I just made the disclaimer that I don't own the rights to the music that's playing. So you should be good to go. Um but yeah, you know what I mean? I think that it's so sad. But I do see a way out of it. Like I definitely do see a way out of it. And I do feel like this is the time that these celebrities should be out here trying to open up and navigate different doors for these children to be able to have certain outlets, you know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that First Lady is trying to get done right now, you know what I mean? She's trying to navigate it to where these children have somewhere to go, someone to talk to, all of that. It's very vital. And let's not even, and I want to make something very clear. It's not only by like murder and by a gun or whatever we should say. We got kids out here that's willing to commit suicide. Like these kids are willing to commit suicide. Like we need to really understand what's going on in the mental thought that's triggering them to want to even harm themselves in such a manner.
Because they weak. Y'all can hear me?
Yes, First Lady. What I did was mute it up so I can hear you. So I want you to just keep on elaborating. And I understand your perspective, First Lady, when you say that at that point they're weak. And I want you to go in depth with it just because a lot of people do not have the understanding of why you would make that statement. But I understand why you made that statement. So I definitely want you to elaborate on why you did make that statement just now.
Yes. Hey everybody, what's up? This is the first lady, the OG, the voice, the visualizer opportunity for inner city children everywhere. That's what the voice stands for me because I do use my voice not only to sing, which saves inner city neighborhoods gradually. I teach you that you too have a song, which is your own separate obstacle that you need to grow. At the end of the day, we grow through what we grow through what we go through. I'm been here for over 5 decades and it's very different. And I called them weak because they haven't done anything. They haven't been outside. They're almost afraid of themselves. I mean, it's not their fault, granted, because that's the way the society has set it up for them to be praying to the phone all day. Everything is inside the phone or inside of a PlayStation or whatever the other one is. My kids is PlayStation, but the Xboxes. Yeah. So if it has nothing to do with that, they don't want nothing to do with it. They don't know how to tie knots because they never been through Boy Scouts or anything of that nature. They don't even know anything about nature. They don't even know they're supposed to be connected to nature. They couldn't start a fire, tie a knot, build a hammock, or do anything because that's not what society has is training them to do. They're training them to be stuck in the phone. There's no more villages raising the children. They're being raised themselves off the internet. The internet is only showing them these puppets that are fake, what they call celebrities, but technically we're the celebrities. So the puppets on TV, they have them idolizing them, which ain't showing them nothing but lies that they have so much money because they made this song and they have all of this money and they're living such a life that our children is out here willing to knock somebody upside the damn head. They want to put the phone down and think they could go make something happen without putting the work in. And at the end of the day, a lot of them expect so much out of work that they're not putting in. And it just can't happen that way. And they're just and it's made them lazy. They don't want to put the work in. Everybody's looking for a microwave way out. And it doesn't happen that way. We learned that patience is a virtue. Good things come to those who wait. But you cannot expect results and there's no work being put in. Anybody that's successful has put that work in. I just was on my youngest son the other night. Yeah, you're amazing, but you're amazing with natural talent. Now, just imagine if you added 4 hours a day extra to the natural talent, what you would be. These kids in life now today, they just want to get by. They just want to put work in. Oh, I only need a 65. I got a 67. I passed. Like they have a whole different outlook from when we came up. I was the kid in class mad that I got a 96. There's somebody crying next to me with a 74 and a 63, and I'm mad because I got a 96. Like that's the way I came up. These kids now, as long as they got a 66 or 65 and it's considered passing, they cool with that. But then now, oh, I want to go to another school out of state, and I want to do this and I want to do that, and they pull up them records, and you got 70s. That's not cutting it, bro. When you got 900,000 other kids that got 80s and 90s that want to do the same thing that you're doing. And these are the things that need to be explained to the kids, but they're not learning anything in school. Everything is tech, everything is STEAM, and everything is the computer, cell phone, or iPad. And really, y'all need to throw them shits out. Stop giving the baby an iPad. to keep them quiet. Stop letting them have your phone so they can start read a book to them. Give them a book and teach them how to turn pages. That's what we need to start doing. You falling into the trap too and making the new babies that ain't even 1 years old know how to use the iPhone better than you. But then when they
Oh
grow up,
my.
they ain't gonna pick up no book either.
First lady,
Yes, ma'am.
I want to jump in to just say something really quickly. I feel like the biggest issue is
In 900 feet, use the left lane to stay
people
on River.
being willing to want to be unconditioned to what they've been conditioned to that was unacceptable, right? So, although
Stay to the
when
left
you
to Harlem
speak
River
and you
Drive North.
speak with such strength and with the meaning of understanding why you're saying what you're saying, it's a lot of people that can't begin to even comprehend that because they're conditioned. You have people in the world that are happy and content and feel
In
like they're
900
richer
feet,
than ever
use the
and
left
they
two
have
Yeah,
lanes to
nothing.
take exit
complacent.
24 on
Exactly.
Okay,
I-95
Having
south.
nothing
and that's the problem, but
and
that's the
doing
world
nothing.
that we're
Amsterdam
living
Avenue,
in, right?
west
And so
179th
even
Street.
with a lot of
Exit
times
left
this
to
is
exit
what these
24th on
kids
I-95
are
south, US
adopting
1
to.
south,
You know what I
George
mean?
Washington
They
Bridge,
got
Amsterdam
used
Avenue,
to,
west
okay, where's the
170th.
iPad? I'm going to tell you, as a parent, I feel like I fall short of that. Why? I work, I am tired. Oh my God, give me a moment. Look, here, take the iPad. You understand what I'm saying? Instead
Get
of
it.
saying, look, guess what?
I definitely
I'm
understand.
tired, but guess what? Let me
But
open
this
up
is
this book
why,
and read it to you, even though
right?
I'm tired, because
I'm
guess what?
tired, right?
You
Because
didn't make
guess
the
what?
decision for me
You go to
to
work
come
every
here.
day not really wanting to do that. So at the end
Exactly.
of the
And
day, if
that's why
it's
you
things
have to
that you
do that.
don't want to do that you must do, at least
Hmm.
do the things that are gonna benefit
Be,
you and yours.
benefit you. Correct. And I think that this is why I definitely want to keep the conversation going and open because I feel like it's a line of mothers that's out here and we're not here to judge you and tell you, oh shit, you ain't mothering right. We're saying, look, let's learn how to do this shit together so that we could uncondition our children and put them in a better state than what they are mentally. We got to start working internally with them on a whole nother level before worrying about the aesthetics of the outside. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's a lot of mothers that's out here. And when you speak and you speak the way you speak, First Lady, they're looking at you like, all right, she got 10 heads. No, you're looking at me like I got 10 heads because you really don't want to do the work. And guess what? You're
That's
not
it
doing the work for me, you're doing it for yourself.
for
But
yourself.
why
But if
are
I
you
say
gonna
do it,
be?
900 feet.
you
Mhm,
make it
go right
look
ahead,
like I'm
First Lady.
telling you what to do. But I'm
I-95
not.
south,
I'm only
George
explaining to you.
Washington
Just
Bridge.
look at the way things have
Here you
changed
go.
from the 70s, the 80s, to the 90s to 2024. My niece was a teacher in Baltimore. She couldn't even teach. I mean, she was weak too at the end of the day because she didn't have the backing that she should have had. But basically, being a teacher in Baltimore, like she said, the children were very unruly, hard to talk to. Definitely couldn't teach. Didn't listen. If she made a phone call home to mom, mom is coming up to the school to try to whoop her. So things have changed. You see on the internet every
Stay to the
day,
right
kids is wearing back and
I-95 south,
smacking
George
teachers.
Washington
Now
Bridge.
you got teachers that's turning around saying, for that, then they smacking the kids back, or they actually fighting the
But
kids. Like, as a person of my age, when I look at what the hell is going on out here,
you're
I am,
confused.
I'm just like, wow. But see,
You're
I can
confused.
take it all the way back to the women that allowed, that wanted to say that they wanted this. They wanted us to go to work. They wanted to go to work because they wanted to feel like they wanted to be equal to the man, and they can do what he can do and things of that nature. And we can go all the way back to that, when it was the women of a clearer persuasion that really wanted to be equal. Because at the end of the day, us melanated sisters, our ancestors, we were treated equal because we were on the plantation, and we were getting raped in the barn with the husband and with the children. So at the end of the day, it wasn't for us to be treated equal because we were. That was their fight, but they could not win it without us. So now we have 8 hour, 10 hour, 12 hour, and some more than that positions, but we were already mothers, or we decided to become mothers. When you become a mother, to honestly, that is your job. That is your job, to mother, to nurture and rear up the children. That's it. I don't have time for nobody's 8 hour, 10 or 12 hour shift if I'm a mother, because I have to get up in the morning and feed them breakfast, send them to school, make sure the house is good and dinner's cooking for by the time they get home.
But realistically, that's not even happening. So now that's why I say
It's not
that.
happening because we're
But
not
listen,
making it happen. That's
but
why
listen
it's
to what
not
I'm about to
happening.
tell you, right? It's so funny because I don't know if you was listening, right? When I made the statement of, you see the older people, and the older people that's like in their 80s and 70s and 60s and 90s are in awe when they look at how these young people out here are moving. You know what I mean? Because that right there, and guess what? Even through our parents, right? Our parents probably looked at certain shit that we may have done in our life and been like, "Mother, what the hell are you doing? Like, I know you ain't." You understand what I'm saying? Like, what are you thinking about? But it was still some motion of having morals and standards and a sense of fearing your mother or your father, you know what I mean? And also having a sense of where you want them to be proud of you too, you know what I mean? When you look around right now, you're seeing the mothers with the daughters, and they're dressing the same, and they're out here clubbing. So guess what? The daughter got her booty cheeks out, the mommy got the booty cheeks out, and they both singing, "Get it sexy, get it sexy." You know what? Like what? That's what's happening though. So now,
Yeah, but
like,
that's to me. People do not know the meaning of what they jumping around following what they see. Ain't nothing
but
sexy
this is the thing.
about over a stupid young woman that's not taking care of herself, her body, or her children. Ain't nothing sexy about that.
Now I'm gonna say it to you right now. So now you see how, and this is why I said the craziest thing about it that I had to come to cope some understand is that I'm not going to catch everybody's mental thought to have that understanding of what I'm saying to begin the change, but it got to start somewhere, even if it starts with one individual. You know what I'm saying? But not for nothing, when you look around, like you said, it's so many different things that need to be implemented. You know what I mean? And literally, especially with these young children, giving them an outlet, giving them a way to burn the energy, allowing them to shine, allowing them to let their creativity shine in whatever they're in at that point in their little lives. Listen, kids don't stay kids forever, they turn into grown people. We were once
That's
there, now
why
we
it's
grown, you know what I mean?
imperative to have knowledge of self. That's all I'm gonna say. That's why it's
I totally
imperative to
agree.
have knowledge of self, to know who you are, to know who you are and where you came from, so you can actually stand outside of self and see that this stuff created around you was to keep you from knowing who you are. That's why for the children to not want to read, okay, you don't have to believe anything I say, but let me give you two or three leads. Go look it up yourself. They don't even know how to look it up. They don't want to go to the library. They don't even want to read a book. They'll still come and ask you a question holding a phone that got Google in it. When I used to have to go Well, thank God I didn't have to go to the library, but my friends had to use the library. I had encyclopedia books in the house. But at the end of the day, these children got Google, Siri, Alexa, and all of this other artificial intelligence, and they still don't want to do nothing. I sit there and watch somebody teach the child, look, this is what you have to do. Tell artificial intelligence to create this for you. And all you got to do is now you can go sell it. They don't want to do that. It's not, it's bigger than that. It's the mental, like the
It's,
mindset.
yeah, it
It's
is.
the mindset.
And
And
that's what's
if
enslaved.
nobody's inputting or pouring in the mind, the right things, as they say, a terrible thing to waste. But if you don't use it, you lose it.
You definitely
That's
do.
it.
And that's what it is. You end up burning those brain cells. But now the question is, can you regenerate it? It could be regenerated. It's all
Yep.
up to you at that point.
Yep. Everything within the body sure can. Our
So
body
now
was
it's
made
what
to
you
heal
choose to
itself. You
feed.
can tell your body to heal itself. You just have to believe it.
That's it. And it's all about what you feed your mind, body, and soul. And
Everything you intake.
these are
Everything.
the exactly. And these are the things that I want to talk about. But let me tell you the truth, y'all. I don't want to just talk about it. I want to take you guys on my journey. And so I want to be able to show my journey as I start to change the dynamic of the way I eat. And me choosing to change the way I eat is me choosing to love and, love on the internal side of my body that will then shine out. You know what I'm saying? So for me personally, I've come to a point where even when it comes down to having your kids, it's like, look, I'm tired of telling you what I know is correct. Now it's time for me to show you this is what I'm dedicated to, and I'm doing it every day. You feel me? Because I definitely think from the internal has to be healed. Definitely
Definitely.
has to be healed. But do we have, like I was just saying prior before, I said, listen, this generation are the best doctors, lawyers, all of that. Like, this generation can create their own dynamic. You know what I mean? Cut, like, it's so many different there's so many different outlets in which I want to be able to have the open conversation. And I want people to come on and feel free to speak about something that happened that they may be going through. And let's start sharing information. Let's start doing routines. That's what my buildup is when it comes down to even Theodicy podcast. The next channel, you'll see me start the process. Yo, guys, I'm about to start cooking this shit. I'm on my new regiment. I want to take a lot of people on a journey with me that may have feel that I can definitely relate to what they went through, what they gone through, what they are going through, you know what I mean? And just giving just a open space. And of course, First Lady, I love when this dynamic happens. Why? Because it allows so many different perspectives that needs to be heard come out to the forefront. And just having people leave the Odyssey podcast thinking about what we just talked about. Like when I'm on your panel on Bigo, when I leave there with everybody that's speaking, once I leave there, I'm thinking about what you guys said. So it's always leaving a forever impact. And I think that that's that's the main goal that I'm striving for everybody's children is for us as mommies and daddies to have the most heightened impact on our children, that no matter where they go, that voice is always there reminding them and guiding them through the paths. Like I said the other day, I said, damn, I know that I ain't been carrying myself because I ain't been seeing the footprints. So I know I've been carried this whole process. And I guarantee he ain't going to let me fall. Or she not going to let me fall. Or Mother Nature, whatever. You know what I mean? But I definitely, like, so much do have to change. And for myself, at times I fall short. I fall short on things. Um, that I think that I know I'm supposed to be doing. But like I said, I could go to work every day and work 6 days out of the week and be tired as shit, but I'm still gonna get up every day and go to work. So guess what? Why am I pushing this tablet in my baby's face? Come on, let's read. All right, let's read this book together. By that time, we've done read many books that she gonna know how to read or he gonna know how to read. You know what I'm saying? But it's so much more to implement because they have definitely, our kids walk around like, oh, don't try to dumb me down. I just listen, listen, my beautiful children. We ain't dumbing you down. Y'all dumbing yourselves down. And it
The
should
only
be
way
no
to
way you
save the
gotta
youth is to
friggin'
tell them the truth. That's the bottom line. It's the only way
That's
to
it.
save the youth is to tell them the truth, not bring
Mm-hmm.
them up on all the lies and bullshit that we was brought up on. They need to know the truth, and they want to see things. They really want to see it. You have to see it. They have to see it. They have to show it to them. But it has to be the truth. We've been indoctrinated to believe so much for so long that it's just sad. But at the end of the day, still one child at a time. It seems like it's small. It seems like it's hard. It seems like it could take forever. But the old tiny web that you think we weave is oh so big at the end of the day. I'm being modest by saying five. I know I got five people that'll rock with me. And I know you have five. And like I said, that's being modest, but the two of us with five each, that's already 10. And with the five that we each have, if we only give them five, that's 50. So at the end of the day, it's not that small and it's not that hard. It's just to put the work in. We can't get up here talking and talking and talking for the next 3, 4, 5 years without implementing, showing, and putting the work in. Like you said, if you're going to get up here and take them on your journey, then show them what you're doing. Not, this is what you should be doing. This is what you should be doing. This is what you know. This is what I'm doing. And if you would like to live a better life, because in order for you to ascend and have your body in optimal condition, being that we are electric and we are energy, then we have to stop eating. We're alive. We have to stop eating dead food. We have to eat foods that electrify us. We have a saying, oh, you got the itis because you're tired after you finish eating. That's how you know you ate all the wrong things. You're supposed to eat electrifying to when you finish eating, you are ready to get up and go second wind on when you eat electrifying foods that complement your body. But if you eat the poison that they keep feeding you, they know what they trying to do to you. This is why I say knowledge itself is so important because you don't even have a clue of what was written in order to hurt you from the beginning, from birth. You think they didn't know that there was cement in the formula that they're giving the babies? Yeah, they know it because they made it. Do you know in Europe, Europe can't even doesn't even eat the bread made in America because it is deemed not food because of what it's made of. Every other country really goes through the food and say, you can't give our people that or they're not eating that. Your country, your government this year, that shit could be banned in 37 other countries and they are still giving it to us in 9 different flavors. The original flavor is poison. So now with all the other colors and everything else added to it, they are even more poison. And we have every single flavor of everything that another country can't. They don't even deem it as food in other countries. But we buying droves of it. It goes deep. That's why I say self-love is the best love. Love is the answer. Love is the cure. Love is the highest vibration. So therefore, we have to start there. Love yourself. Feed yourself. Knowledge. Knowledge is wisdom. Wisdom is power. But pay attention to how we say that. Like how we say hurt people hurt people. But I guarantee you, there's more hurt people that save people than hurt people. Believe it or not. I'm one.
And I like it's so much vital information. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, yeah. Words
It's
of
so
the street. Oh, my bad.
I'm sorry, you guys know I be multitasking, 2 year old, all of that good stuff. I be up in here multitasking. My bad, guys. Um, but I want to continue coming with these segments and especially just trying to breathe light back into our children. Like I said, I feel like a lot of times it's a lot of negativity poured over them when they're still up against a lot. And no, we're not going to be happy with every decision, but we still need to continue to breathe life into them. So eventually things will change. Nothing stays the same way. And I do strongly believe in as you get older, things and thought process do change, but it's just not like overnight. You know what I mean? And I feel like as long as we find a way, as my generation and the older generation has pretty much implemented somewhat of that way to a certain degree, but now we can take it full throttle. And when I say I'm speaking of my generation, you know, our kids, because our kids are the ones who's out here running rampant. You know what I mean? So it's definitely trying to, just like I said, breathe life back into them and not try to blight them by saying they can't or they're never or they will continue and this is where they will end up. And like I said, for myself, I fall short of those things and the things that come out my mouth at times, and I am a work in progress, and I am going through this journey where I'm going to be forever learning and definitely unconditioning my mental to what it was conditioned um to where I'm at right now, that I'm going through that process. Like it's so much shit that it's like, oh shit, that wasn't true. Oh shit, what? This is the truth. Oh, you lying. And even when you telling me the truth, I'm like, oh shit, you lying to me. You see how caught up we are? You see how messed up that shit is? It's like, even though I'm telling you the truth, but you so like, I can't believe that you lying. But then a person
All
would be
right.
dead ass lying. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just
Yeah, that was like us today with Native. We was breaking down right, the movement of polarity and right and left and alternating current and how the picture looks like a spider, and then breaking it all the way down to where Spider-Man came from, and Spider-Man actually representing the polaris of hot, cold, red, blue, and who was his enemy, almost like alternating current, like the serpent that's supposedly chasing the tail. Our NASA symbol broke it, but yet and still it's supposed to be an alternating current, which is a renewing current, which is supposed to keep going. It shouldn't be broken, but they broke it. DC, like the DC Comics, direct current, like the way they did the the cartoons, the everything, the what's his name, Anansi, which is the African Spider-Man. But now he had red, blue, and black, so he was all combined, which is how we supposed to be. But they separated it with the blue and red. The Spider-Man then made Venom, and remember, Venom was his op. But at the end of the day, he's stronger than Spider-Man. And the only thing that happened that took Venom down was when that bell started ringing, the frequency, because we vibration, and the frequency was tearing that ass up. And that's the only way how Spider-Man could get over on Venom. But I'm just saying that to say how many things around you are the same scenarios of things that they constructed through our science and our realness of life and made stories about it. Avatar, Shows you how your government will go in and steal. They will fake you out, act like they you, act like they love you, and get close enough. And if you don't move fast enough, they will slaughter you to get what they want. Avatar showed you that. It's about really, but that's why I say you gotta know. You have to know in order to pass the information, because these type of things will, if we was talking like this to our children, relating the science to Spider-Man, oh yeah. Now they're gonna learn this science because they like the comic book. But see, they did it in a way that it's just animation for the children. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing in it. But we watch it and pay attention like, wow, everything is in the cartoons and the movies, and all the lies is in the propaganda and the news and the newspaper and the radio. That's what you don't want to listen to. But as soon as you say something to somebody, the first thing they say, oh, they didn't say that on the news. If they don't say it on the news or the TV, the people don't believe you.
But that's the problem because yet again, I go through that even with some of the older people. I feel like you tell the older people something, they'll be like, "Oh no, you don't know what you're talking about because I watch the news and Biden and this, that, and the third." And
Exactly.
it's like, what? Like, no.
But the
And
news is lying. Right. But
but
just
I'm
like,
gonna
hey,
tell. They
grandma,
don't want to hear that. They do
right, do
not tell an old
holistic.
person the
Let's
news
not
is
go to the
lying,
doctor.
man. It's
Tell them don't
World
go
War
to the
Three.
doctor.
What you mean? I've been watching the news since 1934. We
Exactly.
we understand, but
Exactly.
that's why we
But
in this position right now because you keep watching this damn news.
but this is what I'm saying. Same thing with healing your body. Why don't you try this? You can heal your body with an herb and an apple. Do not listen to Dr. Brock anymore. I've been seeing Dr. Brock for 32 years, and you still got the same problem plus more and got 10
But
more
mom,
pills.
I'm gonna tell you something. We did not. Okay, so let me speak from an aspect because now you're gonna speak from your aspect, obviously, right? I know you guys will in and out hear me call the first lady mom. Yes, this is my mom, so you will hear it in and out because I can't keep. When we get into deep conversations, it just automatically comes out. So that's why you keep hearing that, guys. All right. So I cleared that
God, Jiffy.
up. So speaking from me, right? I grew up in a time of we grew stuff in the yard. We were growing everything in the yard. We ate very differently. I listen, when meat came around, meat was like a special occasion. Maybe Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part,
Yep.
you were mostly dealing with vegetables. Like we had to eat vegetables back then. Like you was not leaving that table if you don't eat that damn
Exactly.
vegetable. Like where are you
Sure
going? You're about
wasn't.
to eat that. Like
Dishes washed, and you
what?
still sitting there in front of that
That's
spinach, but you
it.
gonna eat it. You gonna eat it before
You
you
can't
get up
even
from
be
that
like,
table,
yo,
though.
you what the dog? Oh, the dog ate my. We don't even got a dog. What you talking about? Eat that. Nowadays, you can't. The dynamic is so different. To fast
Because,
forward
like
to
you
my
said too, though,
parents,
look how you work. You coming home, some of them is too tired to cook. So what you do? You buy more poison, or you order
that's
poison for
it.
them.
That's
You
it.
know, because
And
you
that's
too
where
tired
it
to
is.
cook.
That's
Oh,
where
I'm
it
a.
is. You
Is somebody
tired?
in the car? Oh, I wish the police was out here. Oh, I wish the police was. Huh? I wish the police was out here. Would you go? Because I'm trying to see this idiot. Yes, I want to see this idiot. I don't know. Oh, my bad, y'all.
I want to know how first time out. No, that's not it. I should be able to hold it and turn it blue. How do you give a wrench? I'm sorry, guys. I'm learning again. I'm trying to give wrenches and all of that. But I definitely, like I was saying, just coming from the era in which I'm coming from, and then when you look at your mother and your father's era and what they're coming from and how they were brought up, you know what I'm saying? We started off growing and having our own health way of living and way of life. It's not until, like, for instance, having parents that's coming from different countries. You know what I mean? Back home in your country, what you doing? You're gonna go. You're gonna pick your callaloo. You're gonna pick whatever. You're gonna pick your strawberries, your berries off the tree, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? All of those were stuff that was grown from the earth itself. Now, once our a lot of parents that coming from all over, no matter what part of the world you're coming from, now you enter this world called America, because at one point America was everything, not knowing that America had a plan to set us up for failure in the beginning. Hence why a lot of land America tried to come in and take over. You understand what I'm saying? But our parents doing the best that they could do, and like I said, like perfectly, First Lady said it. You tired? You coming home? You working? What you want? Oh, you want McDonald's? All right. What you want? You want Burger King? All right. You want Chinese food? And that's what you're giving. Oh man, I'm about to whip up this bacon, egg, and cheese, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it's now so indoctrinated that to now sit these kids down and you make vegetables, they looking at you crazy. I would say this. Out of my children, I have two of my children that I don't have to worry about. My daughter, she'll eat the shit out some salad. Like she loves salad and green peppers and all of that. My son also. My last son, he loves, he'll eat salad, he'll eat green peppers, all of that. My two oldest boys, they ain't with it. You can't get them boys to eat a vegetable even if it killed them. Like please forget it. They'll eat everything else but a vegetable. I don't know what it is with it, but they'll rather outside food. You could cook home food and they still want to go outside and eat outside food. When I tell you, it's crazy, but that's how indoctrinated we have been time and time again. And the saddest part about it, like I said, the key thing is we started off clean. We started off eating a certain way because we were growing our shit. We were cooking home food. You wasn't going out to sit down in no McDonald's and Burger King and all these places to eat. We fell into that. You know what I'm saying? That was something that we fell into. Hence why, who eats at the table anymore? Nobody eats at the table anymore. And then when you tell your kids, come on, let's all sit down and eat, everybody got a device in their hand. And then you fall short because to some degree, you do the same shit too. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, it's so crazy that it's not going to be easy, but nothing that's right is ever easy. Nothing that's ever right is ever easy. All the wrong shit is the easiest shit to do. It's challenging yourself to do the right shit and see your accomplishments after that. So, First Lady, I'm so happy you pulled up on me, aka Mom. You know, I'm happy you pulled up on me on this live. I definitely will be back again. I am not gonna set no time and tell you guys you're gonna see me tomorrow or the day after. When I pop in and I go live, just know that you need to be in the building because we are over here on the Odyssey podcast, just dropping jewels all day long. And yes, we get into other topics that are celebrity topics. You know what's going on in the celebrity world. Yeah, I could get a little messy here and there. You could expect that too. But for the most part, when you leave from Theodicy Podcast, I want you to know that you left with something that was fruitful for your mind or either to pass on to somebody else. With that being said, please subscribe, hit the up like button, notification bell, and please Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Ma, are you in the building?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, I'm gonna leave you with the last words before I end this live. And please go check out Esoteric Empress on Bigo. She does do Ladies Night. In fact, Ladies Night is tonight. If you don't have a Bigo account, you need to go get one. My First Lady, please put it in the chat so whoever does come in and they want to tap in over on Bigo, they could tap over on Bigo and check you out over there. First Lady
Oh, I
is
need to have my one
officially
link. Um,
First
it.
Lady is officially a host over on Beagle also. So she not only does Ladies Night, she also does other content that
Yeah,
definitely
we'll be
is,
making it make sense on Mondays. We'll be
yes.
making it make sense on Mondays. That's probably where you'll see Word with the word of the street. She'll be coming through to help make it make sense. Um, Tuesdays we going just we gonna talk about it. It's just just my thought Tuesday. We gonna talk about it. We gonna throw it back. We gonna talk about it on Tuesdays. Wednesdays we are doing Sacred Women Wednesdays. So I'm not sure exactly how we gonna set it up. I already know she has the book for those of y'all who want to participate in Sacred Women Wednesdays. We are going to read Sacred Woman by Queen Afua. Of course, we're gonna take our time and go through it, discuss it, talk about it, and how it relates to us as women. Because yes, we are sacred. We have sacred portals in which the babies come from, and we are sacred. And we definitely need to know how sacred we are, and a little support in learning how to love yourself and treat yourself as the sacred woman that you are, and make sure that you oh my god, what's the word I'm looking for? You require it. Make sure that you require to be treated as the sacred woman that you are. And that's from anybody. Insignificant other, your significant other, your children, people in the street, of course. Hold yourself to a certain standard because you are a sacred woman and you are royalty. So at the end of the day, please come with us and learn about how sacred you are, and just in case you don't even know. Thursdays, again, like she said, we have Ladies Night, which is a little pre-weekend celebration. A lot of us, like me, you hear how I speak, but I'm still connected to the matrix, very much so. I have a problem with it. I raise my cortisol levels every day because I never want to go. The only reason why I thought I was going is because I thought I owed somebody something. Now that I know that I don't owe anybody anything and I'm not supposed to be paying bills, I never want to go to work. But being that this is I know what I want to do now, I'm using this as a way to help fund Auntie House. But I tell you not, I do plan to be out of the matrix before 2025 comes in. So that's what I'm working on for myself. And come and follow that journey with me, because I definitely intend to step out to make Auntie's House real. It is real. I do currently mentor one, two, three, four. Right now I have four mentees that are currently incarcerated and gang affiliated. So Auntie House will provide 24-hour daycare because a lot of my nieces and nephews, daughters and sons don't work 9 to 5. So they need reputable child care that they can be comfortable with when they leave their children to work. Like my daughter works 10 at night to 4 in the morning, and she cannot just leave my granddaughter anywhere. And I actually live in another state. So those are the things that we are talking about, that Auntie's House is coming. We are going to enhance all talents that I know come from within when you're dealing with us as the carbonated, melanated, non-ether beings, as far as fine arts, musical arts, visual arts, dancing, uh, cooking, automotive, whatever it is that they want to do, we're going to help them. I'm helping them that re-enter citizens from incarceration to try to get them into the union as far as construction for them to become productive members of what they call society here. And just make sure you follow me. Go to firstladyent.com, firstladyent.com, firstladyent.com. There is merch there, but one of the biggest things over there is a donate button that you can donate. Nothing is too small. I Everything that I do for these young men come out of my pocket right now until I actually have everything written on paper in which I can put my proposal in to request funds to help me do what I need to do. But these young people need help so bad that I cannot wait. I've got my daughter calling me. I met this person and she really needs you. My nephew sends me like two young men every day. So it's growing and it's something that we need. And I'm just going to jump and grow my wings on the way down because I can't wait much longer because they do need me and we do need the auntie's house. And we're going to franchise it. So coming to a city near you, to an urban city near you where our children need help. Look out for Auntie House and make sure, like daughter said, come see me on bigo.tv. Esoteric underscore Empress is my Bigo ID or look for First Lady OG. And with that being said, oh yeah, Auntie presents First Lady presents Auntie's house. I'll be coming to YouTube soon. And also tri-state area, five boroughs, some parts of New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Pennsylvania. If you need the 360 photo booth, we have that too. If you need a solo for grandma's church service on Sunday, I do that too. So like I said, go to firstladyent.com, firstladyent.com to see everything that I have to offer. Thank you. And I will see y'all in these streets. Peace. Okay, I guess she wasn't ready for me to be done yet. So, um, yeah.
Yes, with that being said, guys, it's always a pleasure. I will be back in a building. I wanted to stay long, but I need to throw my phone onto this charger. But like I said, just expect great things coming soon. Um, and I'll be back. I'm just not gonna put a timer on when I'll be back, but y'all know I'll be back. With that being said, peace out.